It's something you're born with and will have for the rest of your life. Every day, you look at it, but you never get tired of it. It hurts very badly and makes you feel very good. When you look in the mirror, you're sometimes reminded that it won't always be this way. You look at it on Instagram and compare it to others, sometimes hoping to change it, make it less clear, or give it a little makeover. But no matter how it looks, your body is a feat of engineering. It's so complicated that it's almost hard to understand. Shakespeare said that the human body is limitless in thought, beautiful in form and movement, and jelly in action. God, just like today, you're going to see how amazing your body is. You may have heard that women are stronger than men when it comes to surviving disease and in many other ways. But when it comes to strength, men usually come out on top. But do you know why the average man has much more muscle mass in his upper body than the average woman? Almost 75% more. Men have stronger legs, so they can grip harder, throw harder, punch harder, and run faster. This is the last time we'll say this. Most of us have just come to accept this as a fact of life. But what we don't ask is why women shouldn't have become as strong as men or even stronger. Scientists say that men were made to fight. Men are designed for combat. In some parts of nature, females are usually bigger than males. This is because they are made to carry a lot of eggs. It's different for vertebrates that live on land, like humans. These males got bigger because they had to compete with other males. Concerning finding a woman to have children with. Men used to be more violent because they fought over women. Men are responsible for about 80% of violent crimes as a whole. Even though 93.2% of the people in prison in the US are men. As of April 2021, do men tend to be violent by nature? One scientist says that men are not more violent because they are stronger. Instead, they are stronger because they have had to be more violent over the course of evolution, which has changed the way men think in many ways. So don't worry about how small you are. You were made to be a fighting machine. What about the brain, though? Do men's brains work differently? Okay. So bringing that up is a risk because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So, if you're a scientist and you say that men and women's brains are fundamentally different, don't shoot the messenger. You could be charged with neurosciences. But many studies have shown that men's brains are better at spatial and motor tasks than women's. They might look at a puzzle and have to figure out how to move a shape so it fits in the right place. And those studies say that, on average, men will be better at this than women. Still, some scientists have said that this is a myth and even a form of neurosexism. So, the jury is still out on that 11. One thing we do know for sure is that men have bigger brains, but that has nothing to do with how smart they are. There might be a reason why some parts of the brain in men are bigger. But again, this is still a debated topic. Some studies have found that the parts of men's brains that deal with the survival instinct and how to respond to things are bigger. The parts of the brain that deal with language and emotions might be bigger in women. Okay, we think it's time to get down to business and talk about the male phallus, or penis as your doctor will call it. It's pretty amazing to see, even if it makes it hard to have a quiet life sometimes. First of all, it works hard. It even works through the night. Did you know that the average man will have 3 to 5 erections during the night? These can last as long as 30 minutes. What's going on? You don't need it when you sleep. This is called nocturnal penile to mess in medical terms. We make it up in our minds. When your partner asks what that pressure on her leg is, you never tell her. Don't worry, honey, it's just penile tumescence at night. Basically, you get woo when something stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. Sights, touch, memories, and even sounds can do this. Your Pecker's arteries widen, blood flows in, and hey presto, you've got liftoff. By the way, the penis is not a muscle, it's more like a sponge that gets bigger as it fills with blood. When you sleep, your body may slow down in many ways. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is still turned on. You're not getting a stiffy because of your dreams or because of that leg of your lover. Instead, it's because your nervous system is working well. Science doesn't know why it happens other than that. One scientist said that having an erection at night serves no purpose and is just a side effect of the nervous system. So don't be worried. If you feel like you have a Toblerone in your underwear every time you wake up. Okay, so now I'll answer the question you all want to know: is there such a thing as a grower? To show her, some men walk around with big dogs, while others walk around with lip balm in their pants. Well, just remember that rubbing a lip balm makes it almost twice as big. Studies have shown that there are things that grow. If you have a John-like lip balm, you'll probably grow a lot more than the guy with a John-like a Toblerone flashlight. One study found that out of 2,700 men, 70 had small, saggy willies. When they stood up straight, their growth was 86%. The bigger boys, on the other hand, only grew by 47%. When men get down to business, things tend to even out, which is why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Scientists say that you can't tell how big a man's sausage is until you see it in all its glory. Some studies have shown that about 80% of men are growers and the rest are shoulder stickers who talk about things that make people blush. You might not know that men have a G-spot, but they do. To find it, just dig about 2 inches into the rectum. It is in a place called the perineum, which is between the scrotum and the anus. It can be turned on with a little pressure, but not too much. It could also be triggered when you go to the bathroom, making you feel happy. Men have been known to have what are called defecation-induced orgasms. Dropping the kids off at the pool can be very exciting, but there usually needs to be at least one very big kid. You might also not know that both men and women can make milk and breastfeed. Yes, you're right. In 2002, men might have had to take hormone-balancing drugs, but a man in Sri Lanka fed his 2 babies when his wife was dying. He saved the day. Most of the time, it doesn't happen without drugs, but some things can happen in a man's body. That makes it make more of the prolactin hormone. Hunger is one of those things. When a woman is pregnant, the amount of prolactin in her body goes up. This can also happen to men. Due to hormones, men tend to smell a lot worse than women, which is an oddity and not a necessary part of evolution. On the other hand, women are better at understanding what's going on. Science says that a man's smell gives women a better idea of who they might want to mate with. It's said that high testosterone makes men more attractive to women, and that women can smell this. Researchers have found that men who don't have a partner tend to have higher testosterone levels than men who do. This makes sense in terms of evolution. Let's move on to something else. Something that could stop men and women from fighting over how high or low to turn the heat in the house. Did you know that men usually feel a little bit warmer than women? You probably do know that because you've probably been in a situation where she's cold and you're not. There's a simple reason for this that has nothing to do with what you're wearing. Men have more muscle mass than women do, so they need to eat more to keep their muscles going. This makes heat, and when heat evaporates, it warms the skin. One doctor says that men have their own personal heaters. Studies have shown that women tend to feel most comfortable in a room that is just a little bit warmer than men. So don't argue. Just accept that you are different in this way. Men's skin is anywhere from 20% to 30% thicker than women's skin. Men also tend to have skin that is firmer, which shows up more as they get older. Because of this, most women get wrinkles before men. So, as men age, they often look younger than women do. Sorry, women. One scientist said that after menopause, women's skin thins at a very fast rate. So, the signs of aging skin in older women tend to be more noticeable than in men of the same age. Still, there are many things to consider, like how stressful your job is and how many days you've spent outside trying to get a tan or grow rice. Having a conversation about old age. Men can get irritable male syndrome, which is similar to PMS. It usually happens when a man gets older and his testosterone levels drop. It could happen at any point in a man's life, since testosterone levels change for different reasons. They could drop suddenly and then go up, even in the same day. When this happens, men may feel tired, sad, low in self-esteem, angry, anxious or moody. When it happens later in life, the levels seem to go down for good. This is called menopause in men. Still, some men have something that keeps giving. Even if they aren't the bull on the springs, they can have children at a very old age. In 2010, they used to be. In India, a man named Mr. Ranjit Raghav had a reason to be happy. He was a father. What's strange is that he was 94 years old. After 2 years, he had another child. Men often have kids when they are still in their winter years. Mick Jagger, the lead singer of the Rolling Stones, had his 8th child when he was 73 years old. A man may have less chance of having a child as he gets older, but he can still make testosterone and sperm cells, even if he needs a walker to get around. However, as he gets older and nears his winter years, he may not make as much sperm as he used to. And maybe those sperm don't swim as well as they used to. The quality of sperm usually starts to go down when a man is in his 40s. Older men may also make sperm that can cause birth defects in their children. No man wants to lose his hair, but it happens to a lot of them. People say that he is bald. Some people say that the rise in testosterone is what makes men more sexual. But this is just a story. First of all, is it true? Baldies, don't worry about being attractive. Studies have shown that women think about a lot more than how much hair a man has on his head. Some studies have even shown that women find bald men more masculine and attractive, but this is a matter of opinion. Jason Statham's bald head is not exactly the same as a man with a bad comb-over. Look into that. Women are more interested in men who have shaved off all their hair than in men who let curtains hang from their heads. It's hard to say if baldness is linked to virility or not. Men who have been castrated and don't have much testosterone can still have hair. Even though guys with little or no hair might have low testosterone levels, testosterone is not what makes their hair fall out. In conclusion, if you're bald, it's not because you're a very sexual person. It's your parents' fault. How about the apple of Adam? Why do men tend to get bigger ones? This part of the body is made of cartilage, and when you hit puberty, it gets bigger. Men usually have deeper voices because their larynx and Adam's apple are bigger. But hormones control how big these things get for both men and women. So, both men and women have some voices that are deeper than others. Some scientists think that men have bigger voice boxes and Adam's apples because they developed a deeper voice to attract the opposite sex and make male rivals sound more dangerous. Now you need to watch Argue with the alpha male of your group, or look at the best ways to kiss that have been proven by science.